Working on a Seagull Acoustic today. Hit subscribe and hit the notification bell, and you'll get a note when I put up a new video of working on a guitar or doing a home install. This Seagull, he played this guitar, bought it brand new several years ago, and has played the shit out of this guitar. It's a beautiful sounding acoustic guitar. He has a pickup in the guitar, and we are going to permanently mount that in the guitar. We are going to put an output jack on the where the strap button goes, and we can take a look at all that here shortly. I'm gonna go grab the strap button we're gonna put on that guitar. Welcome to the shop. Hey, somebody's calling. We are going to install this from Retro Parts. We're going to mount that in the guitar and get it working so that he doesn't have this nasty old bundle of cable hanging out the sound hole of a beautiful acoustic guitar. And having said that, you can see the wear and tear that this young man has put into this guitar. Real dirty. We are going to, on this instrument, we are going to do a fret level, a fret crown, a fret polish, and refurbish the neck. The thing is dry as a bone. We're going to get all this bare wood treated with linseed oil and make it look shiny and new. We're going to do a polish job on this. As you can see, there's quite a bit of damage to this guitar. A hole back here on the butt end of it, probably got set down on who knows what. We're also going to lower the pickup height. This thing is so close to these pickups, makes me nervous. If you fret a note here, which you wouldn't do on an acoustic guitar like this very often, but that actually hits the string. We're going to take a little bit of the cork out of that spacer there. We're going to narrow that down as about half of what it is, and that'll give us a little more room on that for that pickup to sit in there. We're going to do that on both sides so the thing sits in there nice and evenly. We're going to remove a little bit of material off of this saddle after we do the fret level to get the string action here at the 12th fret down to a reasonable level. Right now it's about 7/64 of an inch at the 12th fret, and we want to get that down around 5/64. The string action here at the first fret is way too high, so we're going to have to do a little work on the nut to get that down to acceptable levels. And again, we're going to do a crown on this baby and clean it up. So lots of work to do today on the Seagull Acoustic. So we'll be back with video of that. The idea is to have the right size drill bit, and bam, I have the right size drill bit. Now, you may be wondering how I'm going to get that wire through that hole. Well, I'll show you here in a minute. So this is how we pull the wire through the guitar. I took the E string off of the guitar that was on here. You notice I took the strings off. I ran it through the hole from this direction. And I taped the wire to it, and look at that. Pretty magical. So I've gotten the output jack all screwed up, mounted up, and I got the pickup here in the middle. Oh, what did I do? Well, there's magnets in here, and I am going to be leveling this fretboard. We're doing a full level and crown and polish. Keep the metal flakes off of the pickup, out of the pickup. Don't want metal flakes getting on that. It'll ruin a pickup or make them sound just awful. So tape them up, drop it back inside, and time to make sure this fretboard is nice and flat. And we will use our fretboard flattening tool, which is right here. Let's take a look and see what's happening out here in the middle. Oh boy, there's a little gap. So I need to tighten the truss rod to flatten that thing out. We need to make sure that the wood is level. You can see that there's nice relief out in this area, which is exactly where we want it. And up at the body, there's really no fall away there. Usually the neck will fall away into the sound hole, but this one's pretty level. Time to turn the truss rod and get that all level, and then we will level the fretboard. And what is missing from this picture? Yes, I pulled the nut off of this, and actually it was kind of a interesting happenstance. I intended to pull that off of there so I can run my file down past the end of the neck. or the fretboard, fingerboard, whatever you want to call it. But it was interesting that I had my fret leveler sitting on the neck, and it scooted it just a bit, and bonk, and that nut fell off there. It was ready to go. It wasn't, in my honest opinion, I don't think it was stuck there very well at all. So, well, I was kind of happy that it came off. So that opened up the world of getting this fretboard really nice and flat, and I can extend my my file or my level block past the end of the neck, which will allow me to. One of the most important things you can do in doing a fret level is to make sure the fretboard is perfectly level. And this tool right here is the thing to use to do that. You don't want to measure the tops of the frets because they're unlevel to begin with. I've colored them all black with this one, and I will begin to run my sanding block over the top of the frets, following the radius of the fretboard, and we'll see where the low spots are. I'll be back. So an old guy taught me this trick. I've got 2 layers of tape here on the 14th and 13th fret, and what we want at that point is some fall away on the frets. So the fretboard does not fall away. It's perfectly level from the nut all the way down to here. It's perfectly level. There's no fall away. So with that tape, what it allows me to do is file these frets down up at this end of the fretboard, and I've painted some of them black, and you can see that now I've removed some of that black material off these first couple of frets, and we'll take those down a little bit further so that we have some decent fall away at that point, and we aren't fretting out up there. Pretty cool little trick. Okay, so now we've gotten our fall away up here on the top frets, so we've got some drop with the frets, not the fretboard itself, but the frets are going to fall away, which will allow me to keep the action nice and low. I've gotten my frets leveled now with a perfectly level fingerboard, so now it's time to start crowning these bad boys, and you can see that these guys are really flat on top. I've taken microns of material off the top of these frets, but now we have a nice level playing field. This guitar neck is just going to be really sweet to play here as soon as I get done. So hang in there. I'll start crowning these bad boys right now. It is the end of my day today. Boy, I've had a good day. Got one other guitar done today, and this one is looking really good. I'll be back tomorrow to finish crowning and polishing these things and get this guitar restrung. This gentleman is going to be recording with this guitar in the coming week or weeks. My handiwork will be on a record in your record store, Tower Records, LaGrange Stereo and Music. Sometime soon you're going to hear this on a record in a record store or on a radio station near you. Now I realized there was a dot right there, so in my camera I hadn't cleaned the lens for a while. Sorry about the dot. Yeah, we'll be back with no more dots. Well, the Seagull has had a pass with 600 grit sandpaper, and this is what the frets look like now, just after 600 grit. I have not cleaned this fretboard yet. I am going to go ahead and polish these first, and then clean the wood after that and oil it. I'm going to hit these with some 1000 grit, then some 1500, then some 2000. Then I will clean the fretboard and get all of the debris off of it. The wood's in pretty good shape on this. It's not terribly dirty, but I'm going to go ahead and clean that. Then we'll hit it with some of this awesome stuff. Treat it with some linseed oil. So a few steps to go before the Seagull is ready. Alright, so we have the nut placed back on the guitar and polished up to 2000 grit. You can see what that looks like, and I've cleaned the fretboard. The wood's all nice and dry. Frets are nice and shiny, and gonna hit these guys with a little Never Dull. Even after hitting them with 2000 grit, the sandpaper, we can still make them better. I'm gonna do these first 3, then wipe away the the excess on the Never Dull. I have my nice little upside down container. I think I've explained to you why I do that. Oh. Wait for the reveal. Here it comes. Oh boy, look at that. Okay, so these first three are hit with Never Dull, and then the remainder are not. So I think you can see with your own eyes how much more magnificent those are compared to ones that haven't been hit with Never Dull. So the Never Dull removes dust, any powder that might be left over from the sanding. So we'll hit the rest of these, give it a good wipe down, and treat it with some linseed oil. Beautiful piece of wood. Can you see the grain on that now? Looking real nice. So we're getting down to the wire here. Going to be throwing strings on this soon. So the Seagull is all done. We have put the output jack where the strap button goes. So now he doesn't have this horrible cable hanging out of the guitar anymore. I've done a fret level and crown and polish. As you'll notice, the frets are nice and shiny. We put a set of 13 to 56 on this guitar, and he was complaining about fret buzz. Initially, that was why he came in. The guitar is really behaving well. Sounds great. He is a wailer, man. The dude hits this thing. Hits the thing really hard. This guy really wants to bang on this thing, and so as you can see, me pulverizing this guitar, I don't usually bend 13s 3 frets. I don't usually bend 13s. I don't ever play 13s, but that's what he wanted. I think the guitar's in great shape. I hope you enjoyed the video, and hit subscribe and hit the notification bell, and you get a note when I put a new video up. So y'all have a great day. Peace.